Wheresoever you go, go with all your heart. Everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. He who knows all the answers has not been asked all the questions. If you make a mistake and do not correct it, this is called a mistake. Life is really simple, but we insist on making it complicated. The man who moves a mountain begins by carrying away small stones. The funniest people are the saddest one. Study the past if you would define the future. Before you embark on a journey of revenge, dig 2 graves. To be wronged is nothing, unless you continue to remember it. Respect yourself and others will respect you. Silence is a true friend who never betrays. You cannot open a book without learning something. Attack the evil that is within yourself, rather than attacking the evil that is in others. What the superior man seeks is in himself, what the small man seeks is in others. When you see a good person, think of becoming like her, him. When you see someone not so good, reflect on your own weak points. The man who asks a question is a fool for a minute, the man who does not ask is a fool for life. I hear and I forget. I see and I remember. I do and I understand. Music produces a kind of pleasure which human nature cannot do without. It is not the failure of others to appreciate your abilities that should trouble you, but rather your failure to appreciate theirs. The way out is through the door. Why is it that no one will use this method? The man of wisdom is never of 2 minds, the man of benevolence never worries, the man of courage is never afraid. The gem cannot be polished without friction, nor man perfected without trials. The hardest thing of all is to find a black cat in a dark room, especially if there is no cat. Give a bowl of rice to a man and you will feed him for a day. Teach him how to grow his own rice and you will save his life. Only the wisest and stupidest of men never change. It is more shameful to distrust our friends than to be deceived by them. Real knowledge is to know the extent of one's ignorance. If what one has to say is not better than silence, then one should keep silent. Hold faithfulness and sincerity as first principles. Forget injuries, never forget kindnesses. When it is obvious that the goals cannot be reached, don't adjust the goals, adjust the action steps. Better a diamond with a flaw than a pebble without. A lion chased me up a tree, and I greatly enjoyed the view from the top. Do unto others what you want done to you. To know that we know what we know, and that we do not know what we do not know, that is true knowledge. In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of. To see what is right and not do it is the worst cowardice. Education breeds confidence. Confidence breeds hope. Hope breeds peace. Time flows away like the water in the river. If your plan is for 1 year, plant rice. If your plan is for 10 years, plant trees. If your plan is for 100 years, educate children. To be wealthy and honored in an unjust society is a disgrace. The superior man thinks always of virtue, the common man thinks of comfort. Don't complain about the snow on your neighbor's roof when your own doorstep is unclean. The beginning of wisdom is to call things by their proper name. When a wise man points at the moon, the imbecile examines the finger. Consideration for others is the basis of a good life, a good society. Have no friends not equal to yourself. Without knowing the force of words, it is impossible to know more. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous. The nobler sort of man emphasizes the good qualities in others, and does not accentuate the bad. The inferior does. Never give a sword to a man who can dance. The man who says he can, and the man who says he cannot, are both correct. The superior man is modest in his speech, but exceeds in his actions. A true teacher is one who, keeping the past alive, is also able to understand the present. Roads were made for journeys, not destinations. Those who know the truth are not equal to those who love it. The strength of a nation derives from the integrity of the home. The noble-minded are calm and steady. Little people are forever fussing and fretting. Learn as if you were not reaching your goal and as though you were scared of missing it. If there were one word that could act as a standard of conduct for one's entire life, perhaps it would be thoughtfulness. The way of the superior person is threefold: virtuous, they are free from anxieties; wise, they are free from perplexities; and bold, they are free from fear. We take greater pains to persuade others that we are happy than in endeavoring to think so ourselves. The essence of knowledge is having it, to use it. He who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right. They must often change who would remain constant in happiness and wisdom. The scholar does not consider gold and jade to be precious treasures, but loyalty and good faith.